Hello guys, and thanks for joining for yet another tutorial. Today we're going to be making the Terra hat in 2 earth tones, and let's get into what we need for this project. A 4.5mm hook, a pair of scissors, a needle, and a tape measure. We're also going to be using 2 different colors of yarn. Start by getting your yarn in your preferred first color, and then make a slip knot. Work a chain of 3. Next, you're going to be working 11 double crochets inside the circle. Yarn over, go into the middle of the circle, pull the yarn, pull through 2, and again pull through 2. That's how we work our double crochets. So we're going to be working 11 of those. Once you're done, you should have a total of 12 stitches, 11 plus the chain 3 we started with, and you're going to join to the top of the chain 3 stitch we made, and then you're going to chain 2. Next, you're going to be working 2 double crochets inside the same stitch. So where you made the chain 2, that's why you work 2 double crochets. Continue working 2 double crochets into each stitch all around. You should end with a total of 24 stitches. You don't count the chain 2 as a stitch. Next, join to the top of the chain 3 with a slip stitch, chain 2, work 2 double crochets into that same stitch, then you're gonna work in the next stitch 1 double crochet, and then work 2 double crochets into the same stitch, and then it's gonna be 1 double crochet into the next stitch. So we're going to be repeating that pattern of 2 and then 1. Once you get to the end, once again you join to the top using a slip stitch, chain 2. For this round, you're going to be working 2 double crochets into the same stitch, and then you work 1 double crochet into the next 2 stitches. Two double crochets into the same stitch, and 1 double crochet into the next 2 stitches. Repeat that until you get to the end of the row. So I worked a total of 6 rows, and that gave me the desired diameter of my hat, which is around 5.5 inches, and in centimeters that's like 18.5 centimeters. You can go on if you'd like the hat to be larger. Ideally an adult hat is supposed to be between 5.5 and 7 inches. Next, we want to join our circle together using our slip stitch to the top of the chain 3. And for the next row, we're going to be working single crochets, so you need to chain 1, and then you're going to work 1 single crochet into each stitch all around. This is a technique that someone had shared, and I just wanted to try it out for this bucket hat and see how it turns out. So while working with single crochets, it's a good idea to count the stitches you have in total, because you're going to divide that into 2 so that we can start making our color change, because one half needs to be a certain color and the other half is supposed to be a different color. So once you get to the other side, make sure you have your stitch count. If you don't, you can take this time to count the number of stitches you have so far. Later we're going to be dividing the stitches into half and work a different color for the other half. So join using a slip stitch as usual, and then we're going to chain 2. So now we will be going back to working our double crochets, and this time we want to work only 1 double crochet into each stitch. So using the same color, you want to work into half the number of stitches you had counted earlier. So I had 72 stitches in total, so I needed to work 36 double crochets to get to half of the hat. So when I got to my 35th stitch, I went in to work my 36th stitch, but for the 36th stitch, because I'm making my color change, I'm going to work the double crochet halfway through and remain with 2 loops on my hook. Then I want to do my color change. So just join by pulling, finishing off with the new color that I want to change into. We're going to be carrying along the previous color we were working in, because we're going to use it for the next row. Next, you're just going to be working double crochets but in our new color. So work the double crochets up until the end of the row, where we're going to be changing back to our first color. Once you get to the last stitch, we're going to be repeating the same technique, where you work only halfway for the double crochet, and then we're going to change to the first color to finish off. Then join to the top of the chain 3. Always remember to carry along the other color. Next, we're going to chain 2. Work 1 double crochet into each stitch using the first color until you get to the midpoint of the hat. Once you get to the last stitch, again you'll be working the double crochet halfway through, and then finish off with the new color that you're using. And then now we're going to be to continue working our double crochets in the next color. So you're just going to repeat double crochets until you get to the end of the row. Once again, at the end of the row, work the double crochet halfway and then change into our first color and then join with our slip stitch to finish off the row. Always remember to carry along the yarn, the second color of yarn. Chain 2 to make for the beginning of the next row, and now we're going to be repeating that for 4 more rows so that we have a total of 6 rows for the round part of the hat. And you just want to work 1 double crochet into each stitch, and then I'll meet you guys for the next part of the hat. When you get to the next part of the hat, we're going to now change colors to different sides. So now we're working with the second color where the first color is, and then we'll do the lighter color where the second color is. So we'll work 1 double crochet into the next 4 stitches, and this row we want to start making our increases because it's going to be the flappy part of the hat. So after you make 4 double crochets, you're going to make an increase into the next stitch. Ignore the annoying knot. Again, work 4 double crochets into the next 4 stitches. Then make an increase by working 2 double crochets into the same stitch. So we're going to be repeating that all through the row, but I'll meet you guys where we need to make the color change so that I show you how to do that. So I did the increase, then 1 stitch. So for the next stitch I'll be working 1 double crochet, then do my color change as we did in the previous rows. The only difference is this time the colors have switched places, so I'm going to work 2 more double crochets into the next 2 stitches and then make my increase. So you need to maintain working that 4 double crochets and then an increase. We're going to be repeating that until you get to the end of the row for the color change. Once you get to the end of the row, we're going to make the color change, so make sure you don't completely finish the last double crochet so that you can make the color change, and then join to the top of the chain 3. For the next row, we're just only going to be working 1 double crochet into each stitch. We're not going to be making any increases. So for this row, you only need to remember to make the color change where you need to make the color change. For the next row, we're going to be working 1 double crochet into the next 10 stitches, and then make an increase. So I'll leave out what I did for the remaining rows because I made a total of 6 rows for the flappy part, so you can read the instructions in the next slide I'll leave for you guys. And that's the end of the tutorial, guys. I hope you have fun making this hat. It's really cool, and also It's a really good change from the basic one solid color hat. If you know how to sew, you can add a lining, a cloth lining, so that you don't see this effect right here because of carrying along the yarn, but I don't mind it, so I just left it. And that's it, guys. Let me know in the comment section if you enjoyed this and give it a thumbs up.